The only bench I ever sat on was down at the townhouse, so. I like to drink beer. It's okay to say that, right?
It is, yeah.
Thank God my notes are in 72-point font. The other good thing I was saying is that it's nice to have large font on these name badges because I can spot a fellow classmate from miles away. Anyways, good morning, everyone. Needless to say, I'm extremely humbled to receive the 2018 Marietta College Distinguished Alumnus Award. In the beginning, I'd like to thank President Rude, Angela Anderson, and staff member Lauren Henthorn. Where's Lauren? Is she? She really does work hard behind the scenes. She really does. I plan a lot of meetings and events, so I know and understand how much logistics go into planning these things, so I appreciate that very much. I'd like to just thank a former classmate, Paul Geisler, who nominated me for this award. I'm very proud of the educator and scholar he's become at Ithaca College. He was traveling last week, like myself. I was in South Africa, he was in Europe, but I cherish the friendship that we share. Thanks to my family and friends who've made the trip to share in this joyous weekend, including two of my closest friends and former classmates of 1984, Mr. Brad Hurlbut, Mr. Bob Ludwig, and his wife Monica, who came in. My sister Judy and her husband Don are here, my sister Sharon. I come from a large family, a large Catholic family, 8 kids. So thankfully, 6 of my other brothers and sisters didn't make the trip. No, I'm just kidding. The 2 sisters scoring the brownie points this weekend. Lastly, I'd like to thank my wife of 33 years, my wife Susan, and my son Adam, who's here today, for their love and support and sacrifice through the years, especially as an athletic trainer. I traveled a lot, was gone a lot on the road with athletic teams. My daughter Lee and her husband Joe, along with my mom and sisters, Paula, Linda, Carol. My 2 brothers, Gary and Don, could not be here today, but I appreciate their love and support through the years. And I actually came in Thursday evening. I had a great opportunity yesterday to spend some time with the athletic training students here at Marietta College. Very rich tradition. And so I thank Sam Crothers, who's in the crowd, for allowing me the opportunity yesterday to speak to those students. If I might, I'd like to just digress a bit to let you know how a lower middle class kid from humble beginnings, a small town in Fredonia, New York, got to this point. My brother-in-law drove down here yesterday, said, "Why in the hell did you go to school here?" Well, in 1980, there weren't too many schools, number one, that had athletic training education. Number two, I had an opportunity to come here and play baseball. So I came to a small college here in southeastern Ohio, and the rest is history. My career actually started as a 5th grader. I was the manager of our high school football team. And that's really where I got to start becoming athletic trainer, and back then it was a trade magazine called the Kramer First Aider, and I would read that every month that it came in, and it just sent me on my career. My classmates in high school still know that Kaminski was going to be an athletic trainer. Along the way, I, not unlike most of you in the audience, and certainly my colleagues up here, have had people who've inspired and motivated me to pursue my goals. My dad, who passed away a few years ago, he was a tough SOB, but I'll tell you, he made me work. And the work ethic I have today certainly I owe it to him. My high school influences, Dave Ball, our football coach, my baseball coach, Pete Kershone, they were influencing me and challenging me to be a good citizen along the way, even though I did drink a lot of beer. My collegiate mentors and 3 people I owe the most in helping me to get to be the educator and the scholar I am today. I do not practice clinically. I spend a lot of my time as a scholar and as an educator and an administrator. Paul Spear, who's here today, Words can't begin to express the sincere admiration and respect I have for you. Although I'm still trying to figure out why we had to learn and identify all those drug tablets and capsules in my pharmacology class over 30 years ago. Paul was the first person I texted when I got notice that I'd been selected to receive this coveted award. And he truly epitomizes what it is about Marietta College. And if I might just interject, the connection between the Sayers Bud Miller AT Educator Award winners and tiny Marietta College. The Sayers Bud Miller AT Educator Award is the highest award that educators in my profession get on a year-to-year basis. And believe it or not, Marietta College has 4 of us now. We have Paul, Scott Lepart, my classmate, Chris Ingersoll, my classmate, and myself. So 4 from tiny little Marietta College, truly outstanding. Two years ago, I was also honored to receive the Most Distinguished Research Award that our profession gives as well. And believe it or not, Marietta College has 2 others that join in that company. Mike Dolan, the 1 year at Marietta College that we spent together, you taught me the meaning of being a true professional. I've enjoyed and appreciated the collaborations and friendships we've enjoyed over the past 35 years. And lastly, Dave Perrin, you inspired me to raise the bar as a scholar and to be thoughtful and meticulous in the research process. Your influence as a journal editor was a driving force behind me becoming editor-in-chief of the Athletic Training Sports Healthcare, a journal now that is in its 10th year. I'll just quickly say this as I finish. Pay It Forward was a motion picture released in 2000 and starred Kevin Spacey and Helen Hunt. In the movie, a social studies teacher, Eugene Simmet, played by Spacey, gives his class an assignment. Think of an idea to change our world and put it into action. This is your assignment and goes on all year long. One student's idea was to pay it forward, finding 3 people to influence who ultimately influence an additional 3 people, and so on. This movie epitomized the kindness in the hearts of ordinary citizens, rich, poor, young, and old, and doing deeds not for payback, but instead with the intent that those on the receiving end of the good deed would in turn do something good for others. As a result, the world would be a better place for all. I often look at the profession of athletic training much in the same light. As athletic trainers are often working behind the scenes and out of the limelight, we heed to the adage of paying it forward. As an athletic training educator for the past 30 plus years, I know how important it is to pay it forward, as I know the profession will reap the benefits in the long run. I've been very fortunate throughout my career as a direct result of hard work, effort, and energy to have succeeded along the way in areas encompassing education, scholarship, and service. In conclusion, the time spent at Marietta College between 1980 and 1984 were years of growth and maturity in finding out about who I was and what I would become. I have many fond memories of this place and am proud to represent this college and this community as a pioneer forever. I will conclude with this. On my office door is a saying that reads, "The student is the most important person on this campus. Without them, there would be no need for this institution. We are dependent on them. They are not to be hurried away so we can do our thing. They are our thing. They are not an interruption in our work, but the purpose of it. We are not doing them a favor by serving them. They are doing us a favor by giving us the opportunity to do so." Thank you so much.